I just started the recording, so we are recording. I'm not recording your voices or the audio from the computer itself. I'm just recording my voice. So if you do want to ask a question, I'll try to remember to repeat it so that people on the recording can hear. You're welcome to just pop in with a question or to put it into the chat. But the first question was, how do you make a table in Inventor? I can't show you that because I only have AutoCAD, but it's pretty similar. It's very, very similar. I will make a video of that as soon as I've got Inventor available. I have to use Inventor through VMware. Another Autodesk licensing fiasco, but I can get on through VMware. So I'll show you that in a video, but I will show you how to do it in AutoCAD. I'll show you a number of ways to vary the dim style and the text, and it's very similar in AutoCAD and in Inventor, and how to put multiple parts onto one sheet. So that's my first thing to do. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use AutoCAD with an Inventor IPT part so that it looks sort of the same both ways. Okay? So here we go. This is our lab for DT330, Wednesday, January 27th. I'm Prof. Schuster, and I'm going to do a little demonstration. So here we go. Let me turn this on. And I've set up my layout to be the proper size. I haven't put a title block or anything on it like that. I'm going to make the guess that you know how to do that already, whether you're working in AutoCAD or Inventor. I've set this up as a B size, 11 by 17 sheet, although you can use whatever you want. Okay, so once I go to here, I see something called the layout tool. Now, if you're an Inventor, you're actually in the sheet itself, and you'll see something that looks like this, where you can add the part. And we do it by looking at add the model or add the base view. And in this case, I'm going to do it from Inventor. I have an Inventor file. So I'm going to go to Inventor, and here's my folder with the Inventor files. So I'll put the block-housing on it. And then somewhere it's going to ask me, what view do I want to make my main view? And I believe in the one that I showed you, I had the front view as the main view. So I'll put it there, and you get to set the size of that view, the scale. So I think on this sheet 1:1 looks right. And I can move it around, but I'm going to say that that's okay. Then I can put either, let me just say that I've finished that up. Done. So there's my front view. Maybe that's all I put in place, and I can move it around and do all sorts of stuff to get it set where I want it to set. And then I can project that view. I can project that view to a top view, a right view, and an isometric. And I'm going to right click and say enter. And then I notice that my isometric view has the wrong format. Isometric views are usually plain hidden views where you do not see the hidden lines. So I'm going to select that view and edit it. And you know, the interface looks a little bit different in Inventor, but you do all these things. And I'm going to set it up for visible lines. So there we go. That's how I get my views of that part. Now, should I wish to put another part on this piece of paper, this sheet, this layout, I can do it by just going back and adding another base view from Inventor. So now I'll put the piston on there. And I'll put that view on as my main view. So there it is. Okay. And I'm just going to say that's good. Now, if I want to rotate this thing, I can do that, which I think I'll do. I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees because it'll fit on my paper better. And now I can add another projected view right there. So now, see how it's just a better view if I'm going to put it on this sheet. On the one that I showed you, I put this on its own A-size sheet. And you're going to find out as we move through the course that some companies put everything on one big D-size sheet, so everything's in one spot, and some companies split them up into different sheets. And it doesn't matter. It depends on what works best for that company to talk to their shop floor. I've worked in both and they both work. But now if I want an isometric of this, I'll pick this one down here and I'll say, make me a new projected view. And I get it's isometric. And again, I see it's the wrong type. So I'll click on it, edit the view, and change it to hidden. So there I've got my multiple views. So that answered one of the questions. That answered one question. Now I'm going to do the next question in the way that works for both AutoCAD and for Inventor. We know that in AutoCAD, I can make things called Dimstyles. I can go here and I can set up many different Dimstyles with my Dimstyle manager. And I can even do that in Inventor, but in Inventor, they sort of do it one by one. So I'm going to show you how to do that one by one here. So I'm going to put a few dimensions on here. I'm not going to do them all. I'll put a few on. So there's a dimension. There's a dimension. Remember, there's this center mark tool that I can use, which is really cool. There's this center line tool that I can use that's really cool. Oops, darn it, I always hit the wrong thing. And I can pull that out and I can make it short. I can do all sorts of cool stuff. And now I can put a diameter, and it works a little bit different in Inventor, but not much. Inventor, you click on it and then tell it what type. In AutoCAD, you tell it what type and then click on it. And you'll notice, oh, and then let me put another dimension on from here to here just for fun. I don't know. I don't know why I'm not associated there. Won't really matter, but did you see how I wasn't associated? Because it actually picked up that endpoint. So I'm going to do the same thing in here. I'm going to make sure that these are associated by making sure that I'm picking the endpoint and the center. There, now I've got associated dimensions. Okay, so now I've got a couple of these, and let's say that I want these 3 dimensions to all look alike, I can right click and look at my properties, and all the things about it show up. What layer I've got it on, I haven't set layers, so I got it on a wrong layer. My arrow size, maybe I'll make it 0.12. Maybe you want to make it bigger, 0.12 for my extension line. Here's my text height. I can make it 0.12. I can make it 0.25. I can do whatever I want there. And down here, I've got my precision. Maybe I make it 2. So you see, I can, all of those now have the same thing. So I can do it by selecting a whole bunch of them and checking their properties. Although AutoCAD also lets me set up a dim style to do that with. Okay, but I'm going to suggest for this part where you're just trying to get some information out quick and show some stuff that you do that. Now, this one, maybe I want to do a little bit differently where I'll still do a 0.12 arrow size, a 0.12 there. My text type, maybe I'll make it 0.25. That's too big, but that's okay. And let me do a precision of 3. And I can go to a tolerance now. Did I have a deviation on it? I don't remember. A deviation with plus 0.000 and minus 0.010, something like that. So I didn't do the right one, but you get it. You can go in here and set from your properties. I had symmetrical deviation. There we go. Plus, there we go. So that's how you can set those individually. Okay, now I see that it's not fitting on my piece of paper. Okay, so for now, so there's a good question. I'm going to move these down a little bit, move that down a little bit, move this one over a little bit, move it over a little bit so everything fits. So here was the question: how do you know how many decimal places to go to? I'd like you to use what I showed you in my example. Just go by whatever I put in my example, and then we're going to be able to talk about it. So the decimal places then have to do with um, with how well things have to be lined up and how close you need that to match it. Like this, I mean, who really cares how big this block is? If it's, you know, a 16th of an inch bigger or smaller, it doesn't change anything to this function of this thing. So but we'll talk about those. So right now, just match what I showed you on my sample. Okay. But that brings us to how do you add a table? And it's the same way in AutoCAD. There's a table bar. And so I'm just going to put a table in. Okay, so I'll start from an empty table and I'll tell it where to go and I'll say how many columns I want. I think I showed 2 columns and I don't remember 3 data. I think I just had 3 data rows, something like that. And so then you can bink, there it is right there. And you can change those and it works almost exactly the same in It works almost exact. Where do I scale? Oh, there it is. There's my scale it button. It works almost exactly the same. So I can click in there and say STD, which is weird. That means standard, not something else. Standard tolerances. In here I can pick precision. Here I can put my plus or minus dim. Something like that. I'm spelling poorly. .3 decimal places. And I think I asked you to put 0.010 there, I think. Oops, I got too many there. I don't know why that's putting 4. I've got a problem there. There we go. There we go. It was wanting it to be a number and my precision was off. I guess I could have just gone like this. 0.000. There it goes. That should have been 2 decimal places. I don't know. I'm messing it up here. Was 0.03, something like that. And look, I probably have to go to my properties over here. Text type, probably decimal number. Probably change it to general so I can just type whatever I want. I'll play around with that. Usually I don't have those problems, but I got a setting wrong. So that's how you set up a general table. It's just a general table. Some people like to use a data link to a spreadsheet, and that works just fine also, so that you can change it as you wish. So let's see if I have answered the questions that I was looking to do. Make a table, yes. Vary the size of the dimension set, yes. Add multiple parts on a sheet, yes. I think I've shown all of those, so I'm going to stop the recording.